Mademoiselle Collard.
Oh, hello there. Don't tell me. I'm going to meet a tall, dark man.
No, I don't think so. Why would you say that?
Oh, just a wild guess.
Anyway, your cousin's female and very pretty.
What?
Your cousin from Marseille. How could you forget her so soon? She was only in your apartment yesterday.
Ah, really?
Such a charming young girl.
Isn't she? And in my apartment, you say?
She let herself in, of course. She's got a key.
Suddenly, everything made sense. My apartment had been bugged. That was how Plantard knew all about my article. How did I know? Because the only cousin I have is a sweet little guy called Jean-Marc, who runs a patisserie in Le Touquet. These people were determined, which meant they were also very dangerous. I suppose she'd forgotten which apartment was mine.
Oh, Miss Collard, you're a mind reader. That's just what she said.
Oh, I bet it was. Well, I'd better be going. See what my sweet cousin's been getting up to.
Au revoir, mademoiselle.
Bonjour.
Bonjour, mademoiselle.
The woman who claimed to be my cousin. Could you describe her again?
Well, she was your height, her hair lighter than yours, but otherwise she was very like you. But with impeccable manners, of course.
I bet. It wouldn't be sensible to let her know about Carchon. What do you make of this message?
It will take you on a journey that begins where it ends. In laughter.
You got all that from this paper?
No, it's from a song. I heard it on the radio this morning.
What do you think of this?
It's nice, but I
don't suppose you're any good.
My beautiful...
No. Take a look at...
It was once with a little...
I know. People have no respect these days, do they? Ever seen a safe key like this?
In my business, I don't come across...
I took this stone cylinder from a safe.
Interesting. If you ever want to know what is written on it, you should smear it with paint.
What?
It's a gift, mademoiselle. I never question it.
Do you know anything about this boat ticket?
No, mademoiselle.
What do you think?
Very...
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
The door was locked.
Hello, could I ask you some questions?
That depends. Are you a cop?
No, I'm a journalist.
Bit late, aren't you? They already took away the body.
I'm doing a follow-up on this story.
Tell me, are you related to the workman?
Don't talk to me about Flaubert.
Okay.
He just won a fortune on the horses.
Well, it's his money.
When he was broke, he was happy to touch. Brothers should look after each other, he used to say. He's changed his tune.
You're doing a fine job.
Damn right I am. You should be writing about me, not that idiot that got blown up.
The heroes who pick up...
Exactly.
Well, give me your best smile and maybe I'll put your picture in the art.
Oh, right. Just give me a minute to do my hair.
The police had removed the body, but nothing else looked disturbed.
A panel had been blown away, revealing a gap. From this angle, I could see that something had been lodged in the gap behind the pipes. Behind the table were some damaged pipes. Voila! The police and forensic teams had missed a vital piece of evidence. Some kind of pouch. On the pouch was the cross symbol of Carchon's organization. I was on the right track. There was nothing of interest beyond some bloody debris. On the pouch was the cross symbol of Carchon's organization. Inside the pouch, the artifact had a sword laid across scales. There was a picture of Lady Justice on the locked panel in the room below the conciergerie. Another coded message using the same cipher system. So, Plantard was involved with Carchon.
Hey, what about my photos?
Oh, of course.
Well,
Camera. Oh, I forgot. It broke.
hello. They should never send a woman to do a man.
Well, this woman had fooled him easily enough and found the evidence the police had missed.
Hello?
Yes?
Have the police finished with the crime scene?
What does it look like? I got orders to board up the windows, and that's what I'm doing.
So the body's been removed?
I certainly hope so, or it'll stink to high heaven when they take down these boards.
Shouldn't you check?
Are you kidding?
Do you recognize this?
It looks like...
Would he like...
No.
Look at the...
Very nice, but
Do you know this man?
he looks like a nasty piece of work. I had an uncle who was with the fascists, but we never talk about him.
What happened to him?
How should I know? We never talk about him.
You see this ticket?
Are you trying to...
No.
I don't blame you, of course. Good-looking fella.
Au revoir.
The pipes weren't going to help. There might have been clues down there, but I was relieved. Another coded message using the same cipher system. So, I had decrypted Pierre. This isn't take Greg. I had decrypted Pierre. Full report to follow. But this is take Greg. I wasn't the... I'd been... Another coded message. So... Plantard. Pierre Kill. Murderer must have followed trail from Arnaud and Yamada. He will come. Thierry's girl broke into Pierre Imelda. So much and for Canchon. Or maybe he was whatever the story was. One thing was clear. It was a story worth killing for. The strange metal artifact I found in Plantard's pouch had pointed back to the quayside. I removed the shell case. Plantard's key fitted the lock, so he must have used this place too. A photograph had been torn up. If I could just arrange the... Oh my God, it can't be. There was no doubt about it. It was a picture of my father. Papa? Oh God. After what I'd gone through, I thought that not this. My standing with Canchon, my father, grinning at the camera. I realized that I desperately needed to get to the bottom of this story.
Oh, hi.
Bonjour, monsieur. Would you like me to foretell your future?
No thanks.
I'm very good. It only takes a minute.
Thanks all the same, but I'm not superstitious. Besides, if it only takes a minute, that's not much of a future to look forward to. I've changed my mind.
You're going...
My oh my. Can you tell me anything I don't? How does this fortune-telling...
If I knew that, I...
Haven't you ever wondered why you were blessed with the gift?
Well, some of us are born. I just happen to be one of the lucky.
Can you really foretell the...
Only time will tell, monsieur. The strange thing is, I can't seem to see myself in the other people. I have no problem. But when I try to see what might happen to...
That must be scary.
Maybe. I think either that or I don't have...
Are the flowers for...
Oui, monsieur.
Okay.
I wouldn't do that if...
No?
They are lilies, monsieur. Some people associate them with
Yikes. What are the flowers?
dahlias,
What do they signify?
insecurity.
What about the tall yellow ones?
Those are
And the little yellow...
sensuality.
Well, they're no use to me. I want to... Do you know a young woman called Nicole Collard?
Yes, I do. She lives upstairs from me in the apartment block across the street. The door isn't locked, but you'll need to give it a gentle nudge. It sticks, you see, because of the damp. The landlord said he'd fix it before winter sets in. He's been saying that for 3 years.
How long has Mademoiselle Collard lived here?
A few months. She's in for a shock when the cold weather comes. Drafty windows, insufficient heating. The only reason I stay is because the rent is cheap. Your young lady, she deserves better.
I thought Mademoiselle Collard was a successful...
Not as successful as... Oh, I've heard her crying herself.
That's awful.
Now don't you let on that I've... She's proud.
Have you seen anyone out here? What?
Yes, I have. A strange man. He kept his face hidden.
How was he dressed?
A long brown raincoat with an hat.
Or like Humphrey Bogart?
Yes, but he didn't have Bogart. Besides, this guy looked like he needed a toilet. You never saw Bogart clenching his butt.
Is there anything else you can tell me about Mademoiselle Collard?
No, monsieur.
What can you tell me about...
Nothing.
What...
It's a very expensive piece of cloth.
Do you...
No, monsieur.
What do you make...
Is it something
No, it's for...
formidable?
See you later.
That's right, monsieur.
Remembering the flower seller's advice, I pushed the door gently just above the line.
Hi.
Bonjour. I'm glad you could make it, monsieur.
Please, call me George.
Fine. I'm Nicole. Take a seat, George. Eh bien? And what have you been up to?
I've been exploring the sewers underneath the cafe.
I thought I could smell something bad.
The clown used the sewer to escape and to change out of his costume. I guess he was in a hurry. He left his jacket behind.
And?
I got his tailor's phone number.
You had better luck than I did.
Luck, she said. Luck. Hard work, I'd call it. What happened?
My editor told me to drop this story. Can you believe it?
But you're not going to do that.
Oh no. I'm going to find out what's behind these killings. It just doesn't add up. It almost feels like some sort of conspiracy. The police in 3 different countries have kept very quiet about the murders. The press don't connect them at all. They blame them on political, religious, or militant minority extremists.
Well, that covers just about everyone. Tell me more about the clown's previous victims.
The first was Arnaud Bellotta, the millionaire pharmaceutical baron. He made his money from amphetamines in the post-war slimming and diet boom. Imagine it, millions of housewives literally speeding their butts off. The only witness in the case was his Filipino au pair. She swears he was lured to his death by a snowman.
What about the clown's second victim?
Yamada, the controversial Japanese politician. He inherited his fortune from his father's electrochemical consortium.
How did he die?
At the hands, or should I say flippers, of a giant emperor penguin.
A snowman, a penguin, and now a clown.
I had been about to add mine to the list, but stopped myself. I really didn't want to have to explain to George about my father's involvement with Cachon.
You know, I hate to admit it, but this is, and I'll tell you this, I will not be accepting any invitations to costume.
I don't blame you for being scared, but this story could be my only chance for a big break.
Or an early death. I found this tissue down the sewer. No.
It's still disgusting.
Tell me more about yourself.
There's nothing much to tell.
Well, how'd you get into photography?
I guess I owe that to my father. He bought me my first camera. I was...
Did you live with your father?
Yes. I didn't mind. 4 years later, he died in a plane crash.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right. I don't mind talking about him. He was more like an older brother. Papa always wanted me to study art. That's...
Did you learn about photography at college?
God, no. I couldn't afford the materials. We were billed for everything we used. Paint, canvas, paper. Most of my year turned to minimalism. I used to go poaching in the park for squirrel hair. The only time I wasn't hungry, I used to eat the potatoes.
You're making fun of me, aren't you?
Oh, no.
I found a piece of material near the cafe. When I showed it to the concierge, he recognized it right away.
It's very distinctive, all right. Just wait until you see this. I developed the film I shot at the cafe. Here, George, it's an enlargement I made. Look what that guy's wearing.
Checkered pants. The same material as I found in the sewer.
That's right. This guy shouldn't be difficult to find.
Oh, no?
Take a close look at his right cheek.
A scar in the shape of a horseshoe.
Or a crescent moon.
How come you...
Because I noticed the guy behind you, of course.
I found this false nose in the sewer.
Hey, what's this inside it?
The contents of someone's nose?
Don't be cross, George. It says La Risée du Monde. Masks and costumes. It's a costume shop near the Gare Saint...
I'll check it out. Maybe the owner... This is the tool I use.
Fascinating.
You're not interested, are...
Oh, of course.
Yeah? I have to go.
Okay, I'll see you later.
It was Nico's photograph of the man we suspect. Hi.
Oh, hello.
I have to go.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Bonjour, monsieur. Please, come in. Welcome. Leave the...
I don't...
Didn't you ever dress up when you...
Not that I remember.
Incredible. You'll be telling me next.
I don't have... I just need some...
Of course.
Have you heard of a man named...
I do not recall...
I'm looking for a man who...
Oui, monsieur. I do not see how I can...
Don't you keep a rec...
Of course, monsieur.
Well, then, I'd like to check it. Give me the names of everyone who's rented a clown suit.
Impossible. There are two...
Does this dirty tissue mean...
Let me smell that. Bestheimer's number 7, white pancake.
Theatrical grease paint, right?
Oui, monsieur. La crème.
Have you sold any of it recently?
Yes.
Do you want this red nose back?
Not after...
Do you recognize this man?
Ah oui, he was here this morning. That is the man to whom I sold the grease paint. I remember the scar on his face. He chose 2 costumes. Bozo the clown and Seamus the pixie.
A pixie?
Very smart. Green silk with a taffeta lining. He gave me his name as Monsieur Khan.
Thanks for your help, buddy.
My pleasure, monsieur. Allow me to shake you by the hand.
Huh? Well, okay. What are you trying to do, kill me?
You did not find it amusing?
I never saw the funny side of electroshock therapy.
Eh bien, it is yours to...
Do I need a license?
No, but I give you a word of warning, monsieur.
What?
Remember to switch it off before you visit the toilet. Oui, monsieur.
Are you sure?
Certainement.
Do you want this buzzer back?
No.
Thanks for your help, bud.
My...
Hi there, remember me?
Ah, mais oui, Inspector. Have you found him?
Who?
The man in the...
I'm,
So,
I take a lot of showers. Hi there.
Huh?
Who? I'm,
So,
I take... Hi there.
Huh?
Who? I'm,
So,
I take a...
Hello? Who is this?
Mr. Todrick?
Oh, it's you again. What now?
The man I'm looking for is called Khan. He bought a suit from you, remember?
Mr. Khan. Yes, I remember him. Yes, I delivered the suit to his hotel. The Hotel Ubu. I don't remember the room number. It was upstairs. The second room on the right-hand side of the corridor.
Thanks, Todrick. That's all I wanted to know. Now I've got you, Mr. Clown. Excuse me.
Yeah?
Have you seen a guy...
No, I ain't. Oh, that's too...
I've seen daytime television that was...
I love it when the little guys get
That figures.
custard, a plank in the kisser.
You ever meet a guy called Plantow?
No, I ain't.
You missed your chance. If you're quick, you'll catch... Do you happen to know a guy named Khan?
That ain't nobody I know.
Do you recognize the guy in this photograph?
Is this a trick question?
No. I simply asked if you recognized him.
Okay then. No.
Shake my hand.
Nah.
Oh, see you later.
Not if you see me first.
Excuse me.
Yes?
I'm looking for a...
Are you trying to be funny?
No, I really am. Look,
There are no clowns here except you.
have you heard of a guy...
No.
That name means nothing.
Do you know a man by the name of...
No, I don't.
It's very important I get...
I told you.
Do you recognize the guy in this photograph?
No.
Will you shake my...
Are you joking?
Hi there, ma'am.
Well, hello. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for a man.
You disappoint me. For one foolish moment I thought... But never mind. Aren't you going to tell me your...
George.
How sweet! I am Lady Pierre.
A real lady?
Oh, I don't know, but I can trace my family back. Beneath that impressive pedigree, I'm just flesh and blood. The blood may be blue, but the flesh is the plump beef of old England, so to speak. You appear distracted, George. Is there any way I can help you?
Did you know there's a gangster out front?
What makes you think he's a gangster?
The Italian suit and the bulge in his pocket?
I know plenty of men with Italian suits and bulges in their pockets. That doesn't necessarily make them gangsters.
I'm looking for a murderer.
Good heavens! You're a private detective.
That's correct, ma'am.
What's the term you Americans use? It's on the tip of my tongue.
I believe what you're thinking of is Dick.
Precisely.
Have you come across a man who calls himself Khan?
I am familiar with only one person named Khan.
Genghis Khan, the legendary Mongol barbarian chieftain?
No, darling. Kevin.
Kevin Khan? I never heard of him.
I'd be most surprised if you had, darling. He's a pharmacist in Hemel Hempstead. Organises fundraising for the Rotarians. Lovely man.
Does he have a scar on his...
I really wouldn't know, sweet.
Are you here in Paris on...
No, darling, I'm on holiday. I needed to get away after Algiers.
I didn't realize you were...
I'm not. He was my husband.
I'm sorry to hear about your husband.
You wouldn't be if you knew. It gave me the opportunity to take a wild... Daphne suggested a change of scenery. Paris. A wild romance is just what you need to take your mind. Well, the closest I came to romance was... I must say I was disappointed. Not at all what I was thinking of cutting my holiday short, packing my bags and heading back. That was...
What happened to you?
I was stricken, Mr. Stobart. Cupid's arrow has cleft.
They couldn't really miss.
It was just as I'd always... The intimacy of candlelight. And then... Those brooding... He was the man I'd be...
I'm glad he finally turned up after all these...
Ah, but it wasn't to be. And if I ever catch up with him...
Who was the guy who led you on?
His name is Merlin.
Do you recognize...
My God, it's him! That's Merlin.
She represented everything I loved about the English. The lady was total... Merlin? You mean King Arthur's wizard?
Good heavens, no! He's the man I've been telling you about. That's the man who spurned me.
The man you know as Merlin is a fake.
What do you mean, sweetie?
He's a murderer. He also uses the name Khan.
I am shocked, Mr. Stobart. Shaken. I took him to be a gentleman, a man of honor. Do you know, I'd rather like to assist you instead.
When did you last see him?
It was no more than an hour ago. He came downstairs and spoke to that clerk chappie. Something passed hands. I couldn't see what exactly.
A briefcase?
No, smaller than that. A bundle of papers. The clerk put it in the hotel safe and Merlin went...
Are you sure you saw Merlin putting documents in the safe?
Yes, Tom.
I wonder what they were.
Obviously.
Yeah, I'll bet they... Has Merlin...
No.
If I could get in there. Do you know what this is? That's right.
Ah.
That's him. I just... Excuse me, didn't I see your picture in the news? You're that Nobel Prize winner from some unpronounceable Eastern European state.
Yes, that is me, in person.
I don't want to worry you, but have you had any threats on your life? You know, mysterious phone calls, letters made up of headlines cut from the newspaper.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Do you know a guy called Plantow?
I don't know anybody in Paris.
Oh, well, this guy's dead anyhow.
Why do you ask me about dead men? I have seen enough of death to last me a lifetime.
I'm, sure you have. Have you seen a clown?
I beg your pardon.
The clown. A guy in
My pants are from ink marks and they are a pleasure and a comfort.
I'm real glad to hear that. You know, it's good to know you Nobel Prize winners are human too.
In my country, the people make
For pants?
for everything.
Do you recognize? He calls himself...
Yes, I know. Why do you carry his photograph?
I'm a private detective. What's your interest in Khan?
He is an enemy of my people.
You know he's a killer.
Of course, amongst other things.
Would you help me investigate Khan?
That is not possible. My instructions are to observe. I cannot jeopardize my position as an honored guest of this country's government.
May I shake you by...
I do not shake the hands of imperial...
Now that's a real bad attitude. Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
I want some information.
Who are you? The police?
I'm conducting a private investigation.
Ah, I know. That is one of the drawbacks of when people book into an hotel, they leave their morals.
I'm looking for a...
This is a highly respectable hotel. There are no clowns.
If you say so. Do you know a man...
No, monsieur.
I'd like to retrieve something from your safe.
Ah, oui, monsieur. May I see some form of identification?
Like what?
A driving license, perhaps?
I don't drive.
Your passport?
I don't have it with me. I could show you my operation scar.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I must have some...
You won't find a more unique ID than...
I'm sorry.
Rats. Do you have a guest?
No, monsieur. Perhaps you would care to check the register.
The man who calls himself Khan has a scar on his right cheek.
Vraiment? I tell you, I do not know a man named Khan.
Maybe not, but I noticed a change in his expression when I mentioned the scar. Do you recognize the...
Yes, monsieur. That man is one of our guests.
What name?
I cannot tell you that.
It's Merlin, isn't it? Alias Khan, the clown.
I told you, I cannot...
Hey, shake my...
I'd rather... I'm still so... He was secret practical...
Oh, yeah. What do you make...
Do you wish me to
Hey, no! It could be...
perhaps you would like a little
Nah, it's fine the way it is. Do you
No,
There was no one registered under the name of Khan, but the name in the book for room 22 was Merlin.
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
What?
You are trying to steal that key, no?
No way.
What now?
About the key hanging...
Oui, monsieur.
Which room is it?
Number 21.
Is that room taken?
No. The guests checked out.
I'd like to check into room 21.
That is not possible.
How come? You said it was vacant.
It is reserved for another...
Rats.
No, monsieur. Dutch.
I believe Khan, the man who has taken room 20...
What of it? What do you want?
Access to his room.
Do you have a license, monsieur?
Huh?
A private investigator's license?
Well, not exactly, but I can...
I am sorry.
I insist.
I cannot.
This guy Merlin is a menace.
So you say.
He's not only a danger, he has toyed with the affections of...
Ciel! Father...
Precisely. He's already killed once, twice, maybe as many as 3 times. With your help, I just might be able to stop him.
But what if he finds out I have helped you? No, I...
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
Would you distract the clerk while I borrow...
Are you asking me to aid you in a criminal...
Oh, no. It's the key to an empty room.
And why, may I ask, do you wish to gain access to an empty room? Do you plan to squat?
No, ma'am.
Scouts honor?
I was never in the Boy Scouts, ma'am.
No, you should have been. What were your parents thinking of? It's a fine way for a boy to get... Now tell me, why do you...
It's next to the room the killer is using.
Ah, so you plan to eavesdrop on Merlin?
I was hoping there might be a connecting door.
Well, how can I refuse? I shouldn't think my feminine charm, but a good dose of English arrogance might do the trick. I say! You there? Flunky!
Oui, madame.
Listen carefully. You do...
But of course, madame.
Good. I wish to deposit some jewels.
I understand.
Are you quite certain?
Oh, bien sûr.
Over to you.
The door was locked. The sign on the door read 21. Maybe it wasn't the right room, but this was... There was nothing in the wardrobe. The cabinet was empty. The assassin had been too smart to leave The bed was fresh. It was the battered leather briefcase I'd seen I searched the interior of the briefcase, but as I'd half expected, the closet was a solid, impressive... It was Khan. I had the kind of feeling in my stomach that would usually send me running to the bathroom. As Khan opened the wardrobe, I was sure I was dead. But he grabbed his pants quickly and didn't even see me. I didn't usually spy on men getting changed.
But this guy was a killer, and I didn't want any surprises. He left his checkered pants on the bed. I had that kind of feel. The pocket was empty. There was nothing in the pocket. A strip along the side seam of the pants had been then sewn back up with strong thread. I flipped the pants open. I found an ordinary match, but as I pulled it from the pocket, the thread with I found nothing in the I pulled on the metal tag and the thread came out. It was like I turned the pants over again. I searched the pocket gingerly and it read Thomas Merlin, Gruber Electronics Corporation. The pocket was there was nothing. There was nothing. I turned the pants. The pocket I found. I turned the pants over again.
What now?
Does this pass?
That is...
That's right. Merlin the... I want to...
Impossible. I cannot...
You're making a big...
Maybe a murderer?
Positive. Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
No, miss.
Do you...
That is the property.
Correct.
May I ask how it found its way?
Would you believe it was put there by a poltergeist?
No, monsieur. The hotel is regularly served. If we had a ghost, Father Fécond...
I suppose you want...
Not especially, since you are so determined.
Hello again. This...
That is just...
Do you recognize...
No.
Does the...
Indeed? You do not know him?
No, I don't. Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
I found...
So?
Uh-huh. This guy probably has a... I showed the pass to the clerk, but he wouldn't buy it.
I'll give him something to... Follow me, George! Did you place a package from Merlin in the hotel safe?
I did, madame.
And did my friend here show you Merlin?
Indeed he did, but...
What's the problem?
He isn't Merlin.
A mere academic detail. Give him the package.
But that is against the law.
I happen to be a justice of the peace, you silly man. I am the law. If he tries anything, shoot him, George.
My pleasure, Lady Piermont.
One moment, please.
You know, I haven't enjoyed myself this much since Greenham Common.
I don't know what I would have done without you, Lady Piermont.
Voilà, monsieur. Le manuscrit.
Thanks.
How satisfying.
The clerk had given me... I decided... It was the ancient map. It was the card... The map... Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
This is what...
Really?
It's some kind of manuscript, and it...
If I was you, I'd keep it well out of sight until you're clear of this place.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I could roll it up and put it down my pants.
No, that wouldn't do at all. You'd attract far too much attention.
I found this.
It came from the cloud. It might be useful to find out.
I couldn't leave the hotel with the manuscript. It was probably what those thugs were looking for. I knew this was... but I couldn't...
Just a minute, monsieur.
What's your problem?
No problem, if you cooperate.
What do you want?
Just a routine security check. Nothing to worry yourself about.
Oh, well, all right.
Search him,
You bet!
Hey, knock it off. Get off.
Nothing, Gee.
Our report.
What? I had to report you.
Round here, we are the authorities.
You want I should break his arms?
No. Let him go, Flap.
Hey, I didn't think much of you. I don't know what... Maybe you'll... George... It sounded impressive. Still.
I do not like.
Oh, yeah? And what...
If you do not go away, I will gun you down in cold blood, without thinking twice.
Get lost.
Oh, yeah? And what if I don't? What if I call the cops?
First, I break your arms at the elbows and wrists. Then, when you recover consciousness, I break your fingers.
There's just one flaw in your plans, Ape-Man.
What's that?
It's broad daylight. I don't think even you would assault me on a busy street. Of course, this tranquil square, this isolated this would be just about perfect. Pardon me, I'm about to get very lost. If the manuscript was what Flap and Guido were after, they were... I couldn't wait to get back to New... Hi, how are you?
Oh, hi. Come in, George.
I found this in the...
What is it? A credit...
ID. Thomas Merlin.
Never heard of him or the company.
What are you doing to help trace the killer clown?
Research, George.
Yeah? You have a copy of the clown's yearbook?
I have a telephone and lots of contacts.
Oh, well, did you...
Not yet. I'm employed.
What's that?
Patience.
Oh, I've heard of that. Do you have a boyfriend?
Not anymore. There was someone. A guy in my final year, but it didn't work out. Neither did my degree.
I'm sorry.
I'm not.
Tell me more about your family.
When I was a little girl, I used to spend the winter with my grandfather. They were the best times. Warm and safe. And my grandfather rolled cigarettes. One day, he stopped his rolling. He put the lid back on his tobacco jar and took me in his arms. I laughed and wriggled, but he hushed me to be silent. With his unshaven chin all scratchy in my ear,
What did he say?
he said,
What a weird old man.
"Don't call my grandfather weird. I wish I was back in that cottage instead of this crummy..."
Hey, Nico.
No chance.
I found this match. It's from the club.
Never heard of it. Is there anything written inside it?
No, what were you expecting?
If this was a movie, there'd be a clue. A name or an address. That's no use. There aren't even any matches.
Oh, well, I'll keep it as a suit. You're just not going to believe what I've found.
It's not another part of the clown's costume, is it?
It's a medieval manuscript. Khan left it in the safe at the Ubu.
It's incredible. Is this what he took from Plantark?
It could be, which means it's worth enough to kill for.
Look there, two guys on the same horse.
Oh, yeah. Maybe they couldn't afford one each. What of it?
Have you ever heard of the Knights Templar? Their official seal was an image of two knights sharing a horse. Whatever this manuscript means, it's connected with the Templars.
How come you know about these knights?
I learned about them while writing an article on the Crusades. This guy, named Hughes de Payen, arrived one day at the court of King of Jerusalem. He offered to protect the Christian pilgrims from the displaced Muslim armies. The king would be able to guarantee safe transit to Christians in the Holy Land. Safer journeys meant more pilgrims, and pilgrims meant trade and wealth. The Templars proved invaluable to the king as a mercenary army. It was said that they never asked how many the enemy numbered, just where they were. And as the years went by, the Templars grew in wealth and numbers. They were so rich, even kings came to them for loans. But at the height of their power, they fell foul of the King of France. He rounded them up and turned them over to the Inquisition. Thousands of Templars were subject to torture and confessed to heresy. Of course, at the hands of the Inquisition, there wasn't much they wouldn't confess to. The last Grand Master Jacques de Molay was burned alive.
Jeez. So the treasure is hidden, waiting to be discovered?
If there ever was a treasure, it's been lost for 600... Anyway, we're supposed to be investigating a serial killer, not a medieval...
But maybe that's what the clown and his accomplices are after. Maybe this manuscript is the key.
You'd better leave it here for safekeeping.
Let's take another look at the manuscript. A knight with a crystal ball. There's something written on the scroll beside the knight.
Yes, but it's written in Latin. Per disciplinam.
By my teachings, you will see the light.
You speak Latin? Where did you learn a trick like that?
A trick? I studied law, okay? I can read Latin.
My, you're touchy. Tell me that again.
There's a guy with a sword and a bull.
The only mythological bull I know of is the Minotaur, but he was only half bull.
I don't think I'd like to be half a bull, even if it was the bottom half.
What's that object between them?
It looks like a gem on top of a tripod.
Look there, two guys on...
There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces.
She reminds me of the Wicked Queen in Snow White.
She was the one who said, "Mirror, mirror on the wall," wasn't she? She made me cry so much when I was a kid. Mom carried me out of the movie theater.
She didn't frighten me in the least.
Like I said, I was only a kid. I didn't like the crocodile in Peter Pan either. There's a guy working on a loom. He's weaving a carpet or a tapestry.
Or a duvet cover. It's a clue to a place, I reckon. Somewhere famed for weaving and ships.
Where folk live in barrels?
It beats copper boxes. Let's face it, we need help, George. Someone who knows about these things.
Who do you suggest? Indiana Jones?
I know a guy who specializes in medieval studies. His name is Lobino.
Huh. Some stuffy old fossil who gets horny over ancient relics, I suppose.
Far from it. Andre isn't the stereotypical professor you have in mind.
Where can I find this Lobino guy?
At the Krön Museum. I'll give you the address.
Let's take a... and through... There's... but... There... between... Are you
positive?
I have to go.
Okay.
Attention!
Don't you think it's
better?
What's the problem?
Not just that, monsieur.
So what's the problem?
They cook their... The amount of organic compound since they opened, that is why I keep the...
Pardon me?
Oui, monsieur?
Are you Lobin?
Oh, no. Fancy... No. I am the deputy.
But Lobino does work.
Work? I wouldn't... He studies here.
Do you know anything?
No, sir.
Do you know anything?
Not me. It is the uniform.
And they ask you to park their...
They ask me to park. They assume.
Whereas you know next to...
Of course not. Not like monsieur.
Do you recognize...
No, monsieur. He's...
I guess not. Have you ever...
Oh, no. I don't frequent places.
Do you recognize...
No.
Would you like to...
Not while I'm on duty.
Thanks. In the case was a spindly tripod, blackened with age and pitted with rust. It was identical to the tripod picture. A notice identified. It had been found in Loch Marne at the site of a knight's Ireland!
What's that?
This tripod was found in Ireland.
I will have to ask you to keep your voice down.
I'm sorry, I was
Leave it alone.
Closet. The totem pole.
Watch out! Don't even think of climbing in them. You'll be suffocated.
I always wondered how it felt to be a mummy. As I reached toward, I froze.
No, miss.
Okay, okay.
Hey, no.
What's wrong?
You must. I'm sorry.
This is ridiculous. I could be here for hours.
Pardon me. Oui, monsieur?
Can you give me any further information about...
Certainly, monsieur. That tripod?
What's the
D was the most famous escaper.
Don't you mean alchemist? Escape...
Well, whatever he was. That...
What kind of experiments did John Dee perform?
Oh, the usual.
Yeah, but we skipped over... Can I take a closer look at the tripod?
What? Get it out of the case? Ah, no! That tripod is protected by a...
How sophisticated?
A painfully loud alarm bell.
How is the alarm bell triggered?
By the slightest pressure on or movement of any part of the case wherein that tripod is situated.
It strikes me that to call your alarm system sophisticated is, well, stretching the truth a little.
It has never failed yet. The sophistication is in.
Thanks.
Don't open. Don't.
This is ridiculous. I could be here for hours. Hi. I've been to the Kroon Museum.
Did you speak?
No, he was... I found the
Where?
In the museum. It belonged... It was dug up in Ireland at
I have heard of Loch. I read an article about the
a popular gossip magazine.
No, I read...
Professor Nigel Pegram. That's strange.
What?
He resigned his chair at Durham University in order to devote it... Not only that, but he canceled the filming of a 4th series of it. This site at Loch Marn must be awful important to him.
He's a professor of history.
All the same, I'd like to talk to this Professor Pegram. How do you feel about a trip to Ireland?
Disappointed.
Huh?
That I won't be going. I want to follow up the Belotic. If you really think Pegram's gem is important, why don't you...
On my own? I'm not... Where is Ireland exactly? Have you found out any more?
Well, it met...
When?
The 2nd week of July.
Did they meet?
I don't know, but I can't imagine it was coincidence.
Let's take... There's a guy with a sword. Between them is a knight. The knight's through my teeth. There's a guy. There's a guy working. But the reflection. I have to.
Okay.
I passed the castle on the way into Loch Marne, the castle where Pegram's excavation was located. I tugged at the plastic. I tugged. Hi there.
What?
What's your name, kid?
Who are you calling kid?
I'm George Stowe.
You're a head case. A few sandwiches short of a pig.
Cut the crap and tell me your name.
Liam McGuire.
What are you doing hanging around the bar, man?
I'm on the run from me dad.
Why? Did you do something bad?
I ain't done nothing, boss.
You can tell me, kid. Is it your dad?
Oh, sir. He drinks every last penny down his evil. And there's me poor old mother. Bed, I tried to buy her the old skinflint. Look, ma, says I. See, when suddenly me dad appears and grabs the loot, I'm off to... That's why I'll run to...
Something in the grin on his face told me he wasn't being strictly truthful. Compared to him. What can you tell me?
What do you want to know?
Well, can I get inside?
No.
Does anyone live there?
No. Only, what do you want to know? Oh, nothing.
You know something about the case.
No.
What is it you're covering up? Is it something you're scared of?
I ain't scared of nothing.
I'll give you one last chance to tell me about the castle.
Oh, yeah? And what if I don't?
Then I'm taking you back to school.
Oh, there's a ghost. It's called the Phantom of Loch Marne.
You're not telling me you believe in ghosts, are you?
Mister, I seen it with me very own eyes last Tuesday night. I just...
What?
A horrible snuffling and snorting. It was coming from inside.
Did you find out what was making the...
No fear. I just sat there on... The moon was cracked and greasy like an old... The yard was full of shadows that could have been hiding anything. I would have gone home.
Did you get to see...
Indeed, I sat on my ass. All then. I was so scared. What?
I'm sure there's a rational explanation for what you saw.
There is. The bloody place is haunted.
Have you seen a guy dressed as a clown?
Here in Loch Marne? They all dress like clowns.
The man I'm looking for is a dangerous...
Jesus. It's just like that film. There's this clown, see? And he's after... He tries to warn the sheriff. Only then, while he's in...
My God. That doesn't sound suitable for a kid like you.
Who are you calling a kid? I'm 20...
Yeah, right. You're not a day over 14.
Oh, no, it's 25 that I am. Married with a car and 3 kids. 10 kids if you count the wives.
Do you know a man called...
Can you describe him like on the telly in the cop shows?
He's an English archaeologist.
I know the man you mean if he's the one.
Can you tell me where I'd find Pegram?
No, I can't, because he's not here now. But if I sees him, I'll ask him.
Do you know what Pegram was doing in the castle?
Digging for buried treasure. Jewels and gold and skeletons, like in the films.
Have you ever seen this?
What a slimy character.
Ever heard of...
No.
Do you recognize...
No, sir. I know.
Give me your hand.
Get lost.
Oh, come on. I just want to show you a little trick.
No way, mister. I don't do tricks. Father Mahoney told me I'd burn in hell if I did.
I just want to shake your hand, that's all.
No way.
See you later, kid.
Okay, miss.
My name's Joe.
Pleased to meet you, mister. My name's
What can you tell?
There's nothing there. Just an old...
How old?
I really couldn't tell you.
Have you ever explored the...
I used to play there then one of the... We didn't go there anymore.
You haven't been up there recently?
No.
Do you know Professor...
He's the archaeologist, isn't he?
That's right. Did you work at Professor Peagram's dig?
What gave you that idea?
Can I get you another drink?
Oh, no, thank you. I'm on tablets for my nerves. Wasn't a pop.
Do you recognize...
No, I'm sure I don't know.
Check out the...
Thomas Merlin.
Does this match...
No.
Shake my hand.
It's a trick, isn't it?
Damn it, you're right. See you later. He wasn't... Hello there.
Pleased to meet.
Do you know Sean?
Yes, I do. What you want with him?
I want to talk to him about...
I can't imagine anyone he wouldn't know a postcode.
Have you heard...
More than that. I've seen it, and let me tell you, it's a dreadful spectacle.
So it's not just a local legend. There really is a phantom of...
Oh, no. I was talking about the Phantom of the Opera.
Have you ever heard of the Knights Templar?
I most certainly have. A remarkable instance, did you know? They were the originators of their financial empire stretched from the Atlantic with bases in so many...
So, the Knights Templar were nothing but a bunch of bankers.
I don't get it. Are you saying these Templar guys invented bank charges?
In a manner of speech.
What a dirty trick.
Oh, yes. They were arrested.
Good. They bloody well deserved it if they were anything like...
What can you tell me about...
It's a fine sight now, isn't it? Dates back to the 10th century and most of the existing...
Are the ruins open to the public?
Oh no, it's much too dangerous. Anyway, there's nothing of interest remaining.
How can I get...
For those walls, but I did...
Can you tell me about the tripod which was found at the castle?
Now there's a bone of contention and controversy. It was dug up by an Englishman of the archaeological persuasion.
Who was this Englishman?
Professor Pegram. The same man who...
Do you know where I can find Pegram?
You're too late to meet that fella.
Is he dead?
Not that. But he's gone from the village. A sore point with our esteemed host, I might add.
Do you know where Pegram has gone?
I'm sorry, he hoped...
Why did he do that?
Who knows? Whatever the reason. Maybe now the fuss about...
What can you tell me about the gem which Pegram found?
Now there's a gem which should never have been taken. A man would have to be full of... What's your interest in the...
Yes, that's right.
And not a bloody news hound. Well, you're wasting your time. You'll find the people of Lochman are a tight-lipped and...
Why? Have you got something to hide?
It's just that we don't like to wash our dirty laundry in public.
Why has Pegram's departure upset the landlord?
Well, why don't you ask him yourself, Mr. Ace Reporter?
Do you reckon...
Nope.
What can you...
Gruber Electronic.
Does this matchbook mean...
The design is Middle East tonight.
I'd like to shake you by...
Oh, no, you...
Goodbye for now.
Good riddance to you.
Hi, my name's Stowe.
Hello there, mister.
Do you know Professor...
Do I know him? Do I... No. I mean, I know...
Do you know anything about Pegram's excavation?
Only that he didn't have the right tool. What he needed was shovels and a JCB.
Pegram was digging for historical...
Is that a fact?
It's the science of archaeology, Pat. Understanding how one day archaeologists might be digging...
Imagine that, miss...
Well, it won't be arrowheads and beakers, fast food cartons and flavoured...
Did anyone from the village work...
I tried it myself, but that what a nerve. Hadn't I dug...
Do you remember seeing Sean Fit...
Let me see now. I think me brain box needs a spot of lubrication.
Can I buy you a drink?
You most certainly can.
Give me a drink for my friend here.
Who? Doyle? Has he conned you into buying for him? Shame on you, Patrick.
Same again.
Just a point this time, Michael.
1 point of brown coming up.
Do you remember Sean?
I can picture the scene as if it was only... Come to think of it, it was only last... Fitzgerald was there all right. Him and a bunch. He was speaking with the boss man.
Can you tell me anything?
Oh, I don't know much. You should ask Mr. Would you be one of them history fellas yourself?
That's right. Professor Stobart, Miskatonic University.
You're an archaeologist, and you're asking us about the castle.
Excuse me, Mr. O'Brien. The gentleman was talking. How come you didn't leave with the others?
I didn't know they'd gone.
Oh, yes. Packed their spades and shovels and away they went.
Seems I missed all the excitement.
What excitement?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
It's a handsome mug on that fella, to be sure.
Is he a film star?
Does this security pass mean it? Do you reckon?
No.
May I shake?
No.
Well, how come?
Because I'll spill me beer if you do.
Bye for now. Mr. Fitzgerald? Doyle told me you he's seen you there.
I knew this would happen. I knew I'd get...
I need to talk to Professor Pegram, if he's still alive.
What do you mean? Is he in danger?
Yeah, you too, if I'm right.
You're not from the Social Security.
Hell no. What makes you think that?
Well, I was claiming benefit at the same time I was working for Pegram.
I'm not in a position to make judgments, Sean. That's between you and your conscience. All I want is to talk to Pegram about the gem.
But he's not here.
I know that. But he left that package with you, didn't he? So where did Pegram...
I don't know. I swear it. He came to see me early this morning. Said he was leaving. He asked me to give this package to a guy called Marquet.
Show me what's in the package, Sean.
I can't do that.
Why not?
I promised the professor.
So what? You didn't have any qualms about your benefit scam. So where's the heart?
You don't know these people. I can't. I don't dare.
This is your last chance to show me the... I've been patient with you, but now it's time to kick ass.
But he'll kill me.
Who will?
The man from Paris. Jack Marquet. Pegram told me if I gave him the package unopened, I'd hear no more about it. But if I double-crossed Marquet, I'd be dead.
I'll deal with Jacques Marquet. Give the package to...
No. Why should I trust you? I don't know who to trust anymore. I wish I'd never even heard of the Lochmarn gem. Hey, I just seen a...
Get out of here, man. Come back when you're old enough.
What's the lad howling up?
A big red... Sean Fitzgerald's been runned over.
Get out! Noisy little tyke.
Maybe you should...
Oh, yeah.
Not me.
Me too.
I was telling the truth about Fitzy, mister.
Okay, calm down. Now tell me what happened.
I was standing here, minding me own business, when I saw this beautiful... Would you look at that, says I. And I going over to take a closer look. Next thing, Fitzy comes tearing out of the pub and nearly knocks me on my ass. But the car just flies at him. It was too fast for poor old Fitzy, and hit him an awful wallop. He goes flying up on top. Jesus, says I thought he was a goner. Next thing, the driver hops out, and I couldn't believe my eyes. He was dressed like a bloody pixie.
Hi there, old-timer.
What?
Nasty cold you've got there. As soon as the words left my lips, I regretted them.
Is there such a thing as a cold which isn't nasty? I put the question to Father Mahoney. Father, says I.
What did he say?
He said, pious prig. Anyway.
Polynosis?
Thank you. You're not a policeman now.
Excuse me?
Police.
Can I buy you a beer?
Very kind, I'm sure. But
what's wrong with...
I've seen...
What's that you're making?
It's a necklace, me buck.
Oh, sure. Made out of...
When my little lover...
Can you tell me how to get...
Don't even think about it, me buck.
That's what the kid outside...
Then you're a fool.
Ghosts don't bother me.
You can't.
There's no one around to stop me.
That's right. Nothing huge.
Have you ever seen the ghost?
To be sure. With me very own eyes.
Can you describe...
It was horrible. A wee stunted...
Are you sure it wasn't a wild animal? A rabbit or a skunk or...
Skunk? In Lochmarn? That'll be the day. No.
I think I know what you saw on the castle wall.
I know what I saw.
I don't think so. It was the kid, McGuire.
What?
He was up on the wall last Tuesday night. He thought you were the Phantom of Lochmarn.
Oh!
Do you know Pegram?
That's the scrawny fellow who was poking around at the castle, isn't it? No, I don't know him.
Do you reckon...
I can't tell without me...
What is it?
Nothing. Go.
Take a look at...
I don't...
Hey, would you... I'll see you later. It was a beer-stained piece. It was a rectangle of towel. Top of the morning.
I bet. Well, that... Do you want...
Why... That's not a bad idea.
I could, if you don't mind waiting.
No problem. When will that be?
When the Undertaker comes to collect him.
Have you served any...
No. You're the first...
Do you know a man...
Indeed I do. Are you a friend of his?
Oh, no. I'm just trying to track him down.
Me too. That son of a bitch should be locked away.
Did Pegram stay here?
Yes, he did.
I'll try.
Is this your...
well...
Beer that's... It shouldn't be kept under pressure. Or if... And finally...
In other words, it's flat and...
Do you reckon...
No.
I've got a score.
I don't... If it's a fighter...
A priest? A man of...
Sure. A card. Isn't that right, Pat? Didn't he...
Dial. Sorry, Michael. I was miles away. What did you say?
Never mind.
May I borrow the...
Sure you can.
What's that?
You keep it away from old Ron.
Who's Ron?
That's him in the corner.
Do you reckon...
No, sir.
Do you reckon...
No.
Nah. Hey, bartender?
Landlord.
Sorry.
Now, why should I do that?
Nothing. Come...
Not just now, mister.
Oh, look. Hello again.
What?
Could you use this towel?
I could, but it wouldn't be much use for anything else.
If I was a woman, I wouldn't think much of a wire necklace.
It's not made for a woman. I've got my sights on tastier dishes than women. Flesh as smooth and tender as a maiden's. Bones as soft and white as a newborn babe's. Rabbit, lad. That's what gets my juices flowing.
I'll see. Almost as if he...
Will you leave it?
Look. Hello again. Ah, that's damn...
Oh,
I'm...
you.
What is...
Nothing.
Can you identify...
No.
I'll see you later. Hello again.
What?
Could you use the...
I could.
I'll see you... I pushed the switch. I tugged at the trap. It was impossible to return the switch to its original position.
Hey, where do you think you're going?
Excuse me?
No customers behind.
Excuse me?
Yes, sir?
Check out my...
I've seen it for...
Check out...
I've seen...
Look, I gotta be going. Excuse me?
Yes, sir?
May I start? Yeah.
That's each back suspend lowered in like. I'm sorry, but the
I can fix it for you.
I don't think so. Oh well, at least the glass. It's not my dear, is it?
It just so happens I'm an electrician.
Well, no. Here's you. You can make a start on the glass washer. And when you finish that, will you take a look at the pumps?
I couldn't see anything obviously wrong with the machine. I figured it must be the wiring. I used all my knowledge.
No! No!
Excuse me?
Yes, sir?
Look, I gotta be going. I couldn't see anything obviously wrong with the machine. I figured it must be...
No! No! Careful!
I used all my knowledge of electrical engineering to examine the plug. Hey, McGuire.
What?
Did this pixie have a...
I couldn't see. Are you a...
Sorry to dis... Did it's...
I didn't.
Maybe the... What do you make of this?
Hey, that's one of Leary's towels. He'll skip.
That old windbag.
You're pretty cool.
Have you ever...
Sure,
That's right.
Can I?
Sorry.
You should have told the cops.
I did.
You should... You could...
Yuck. See you later, kid.
Okay.
No! No! Careful! Keep your hands to yourself, mister.
Hey, I only wanted to...
Can't. Hands off.
Hello again.
What?
Hey, would you like to share...
No! No! Careful!
You could make use...
Never you... No! No!
I'll see you later.
No!
As soon as the old guy looked away, I grabbed his piece of wire. I replaced the fuse with a piece of... I knew it was dangerous, but I was desperate enough to disregard everything I knew.
Excuse me, Mr. Leary. I fixed...
Bingo! A free half pint to that. Now, could you take a look at the beer pumps?
I guess so, but I'm not making any promises.
If you can't fix them, I'll have a riot on me hands.
The pumps are in the cellar, right?
That's right. You'll find a flashlight down there.
I pushed the lever and heard the grating of metal, but nothing appeared to happen. I lifted the trap door, and an overpowering smell of stale beer rose from the cellar below. I looked down on a stone-tiled floor.
Excuse me.
There was a nasty feeling in my guts. It was calm.
What's the problem?
Did you see what happened here a few minutes ago?
What was that?
A man was involved in an unfortunate accident.
I didn't see anything.
What about the boy?
He doesn't know anything either. The kid, well, you know how it is in these rural communities. Not enough genes to go round.
I prayed McGuire had the sense to keep his mouth shut.
Was the guy hurt bad?
He's been taken care of, but he thinks he dropped a small parcel. You didn't happen to find it, did you?
If I had, I would have taken it to the police.
Of course. Thank you.
Hey, McGuire.
What?
See you later.
Okay.
Now I could see. I spotted Miss... Then I noticed a flash of light. Something sparkling beneath the open trap door. It was Peagram's gem, all right. I guess I was...
Did you find it?
What?
Whatever you was looking...
Yeah. Listen, McGuire. I want you to keep this...
No problemo. Just chuck us up a crate of lager.
No way. You're not old enough.
We can sell it and make some cash.
Forget it, kid. I couldn't betray Mr. Leary's trust.
I could. For sure. That old misery guts deserves it.
If you want to do me a favor, keep a lookout for that guy in the suit.
Okay. But it'll cost you a packet of chips.
Oh, and shout if you see that Ferrari. It was a large... It was the bar... Maybe not. The faucet creaked, coughed, and spewed out a stream of rusty-colored water. I shut off the faucet as tight as I could, but it kept on dripping. Hey,
What?
what do you think of my...
It's a toy.
Want to close...
You better What if the...
I don't believe... See you later.
Okay.
Hi, do you speak English?
Well, no, an implic...
I gave him the look. It was a kiss.
Are you attempting to hypnotize me?
I was a little out of practice. Did you happen to see a...
I caught a glimpse of a flash of red on the hill. Sure, it was an awful noise.
A Ferrari, to be exact.
A racing car? The poor fella.
The driver of the Ferrari was involved in...
Is that so?
Yeah.
What an idiot.
He was traveling too...
So fast, he ran...
I mean, the car.
But you'd have thought the idiot could have heard it coming.
Maybe you know the guy who was hit by the Ferrari. His name is Sean...
Oh, I know him all right. That's me nephew, the idiot responsible for the stacking of my hay cart. Was he killed by the car?
Oh, no. But he has been abducted.
Well, that's a relief now.
Aren't you going to...
What for? From what you...
Well, you could report the matter to the police.
Better not. Besides, what could they do?
Well, they could mount a...
They have only the one bicycle between them. In a question of superior...
I think you ought to know...
I'm not...
But you're his uncle.
You're right. But what if I'm not here? What a moral. Stay here or to go off and... It'll need some thinking of...
Why, there's no...
You're right. We'll demolish...
What can you...
Not much. Stories to make you... You know, this castle is said to be...
Have you seen...
No, he's packed up and gone.
Do you happen to know where?
Back in England, I suppose.
You don't have to demolish the haystack to go look for Sean. I'll stay here in your place and warn anyone who's silly enough to climb it.
Marvellous! I think I should start me inquiries in the back.
He strode off. The stack of hay stopped, short of the... Even if I... What I needed was a slice or two of Alice's wonder. I pushed my fingers into the narrow crack. It went... I inserted the... It remained... The rope by which the goat was tethered had become tangled on the old plow. As I dipped my fingers into the soft white powder, I realized plaster of Paris. I'd used it in kindergarten to make casts of
I reached... Maybe not. I tried in vain. I played... The statue was too heavy to lift. It overbalanced. As I swung the stone upright, I sprinkled the plaster on the... I smoothed the plaster level with the sand. Maybe not. The patch of sand where the statue had fallen was covered with a dense sprinkling of plaster. There was a pattern of fire. I squeezed the towel as hard as I could, but it was barely damp. I smoothed the plaster. Maybe not. I squeezed. The faucet creaked. I held the... The trickle of water was quickly absorbed by the plaster. I eased the solid piece of plaster underneath. It had formed a perfect copy. The hardened plaster cast fitted snugly into the 5 matching...
I had no reason to go out into the night. There wasn't anyone that I needed to call. I had messages waiting to be played.
You have 3 messages.
Hey, Collard, it's me, your favorite editor. Guess what? I'm gonna give you a second chance. I need somebody to write the TV column. Pays lousy, so what's new? If you're interested, drop by the office. In fact, drop by the office anyway. We have to talk, Nico. That story of yours I spiked. It won't go away. You've made some dangerous enemies out there.
Hey, Nico, it's your old pal. I mean, your new pal, George. Whoa, Ireland. It's a whole different country. And I got some amazing news for you. Gem of a story, in fact. Oh, gotta go. Yeah, fella here's got a drink lined up for me. See you tomorrow, Nico. Slonsha. Yep, only here for a day and I'm speaking the lingo like a local.
Mademoiselle Coulard, this is Imelda Carchon. I wanted to thank you for being so understanding when... Come to lunch, why don't you? Tomorrow. I might have more news. There's a Monsieur Merlon coming to see me this evening. He says he knows why Pierre was murdered. In fact, he'll be here shortly. I shall let you know what he says. Goodbye, dear girl. Till tomorrow.
Merlin? Oh my God. Merlin's the killer. I better get over there and warn her now. When it came to being two-faced, Imelda was up there with the best. I owed her nothing. I arrived to find the Palais Royal. I had to warn him. Fixed tight, presumably to stop. I unhooked the first wire. I released. Even with both wires removed, the statue remained. If I could deconstruct. The intercom system wasn't working. Bad sign. Somebody... Locked. A hair clip to pick a high security. The plastic sheet was thick and strong. I'd need more. No. No. My God, I'm too late. Imelda. Oh no.
Nico?
Don't worry, you're going to be all right.
You know that isn't true.
It was Merlin, wasn't it?
Dressed as a cavalier. Absurd. You came to warn me, didn't you?
I must be crazy.
Let me see you, Nico.
All this time you were just using me. Which one is the real Imelda?
You are an extraordinary girl. Thierry would have been so proud of you.
You didn't know my father.
So like him. Something about the eyes. I wish we'd had time to get to know each other.
She was gone. Even in death, Imelda looked the same. I opened it. I took the key. I had to leave. I knew I could never return. In the dim light, I caught the reflection of something metallic. A small, sinister-looking metal disc had been tucked under my father's box. It was a bug. Oh, chère cousine. You don't scare me. Espèce de... The box was carved by my father. The elephant on the... I took out the key. I couldn't believe it. Imelda's key opened. I dreaded what I was going... It was a photograph of Imelda. But why here? In my father's... I felt as if a black hole had swallowed me up. Imelda and Carchon grinning, while behind them a village was being razed to the ground, its people butchered. And there, next to them, staring out at me across the years, my own father. There was a letter. I feared there was... Hotel Saint-Georges, Algiers, Friday. My darling Thierry. By the time you read this, you'll be safely out of Africa. You need not fear. Pierre and the organization do not know who you are really working for, or about us. Did you think I would betray you? I could not. You wanted me to leave him, but I don't have your courage. I know too much of what has been going on here. They would find me and they would kill us both. Enjoy your life in Paris, Thierry. Your life of honor, of patriotic duty. Do they give medals to spies? No. They'll just give you a phony job in an embassy somewhere. I could never share that with you. Imagine me, a diplomat's wife. So I must stay here with Pierre, the two of us bound together by what we have done to this country. Au revoir, my love. You will be in my heart until I die. Imelda. Suddenly everything made sense. My father had been working undercover for the government. He was one of the good guys after all. He and Imelda must have fallen in love. She'd found out who he really was, so he had to leave. It had broken her heart, but she had never revealed it to anyone. I knew I couldn't either. Whatever he was doing, he'd had good reason to keep it secret. I decided I would respect that and tell nobody. I knew it was George. For a moment I was tempted to pretend that I was out, or ask him to go away and come back later. But then... Come in.
Hello, George. So, where did you stay last night?
At McDevitt's.
That explains why you look so ill today. Did you get any sleep at all?
Not much. I had to share the room with another guy.
Did he snore?
Hardly. He was dead.
And you say Pigram has disappeared?
Without a trace. But my visit wasn't a complete waste of time.
Pigram's gem?
The Templars, whoever Jacques Marquet is.
Jacques Marquet?
He's the guy who should have collected the gem from Fitzgerald.
What are your plans?
I want to find out who, what, or where Montfaucon was. All I've got to go by is the name and a picture of a hanged man. Do you want to look out?
No.
Look, Nico.
Yeah. What?
What's your problem?
Your pocket.
Yeah, let's take another. There's a guy with a sword. Between them is a gem. But the reflect. The night's through my.
Look, what are your plans?
I want to find out who, what, or where Montfaucon was. All I've got to go by is the name and a picture of a hanged man. I can't sit here all day, much as I'd like to.
Okay. Don't forget to look for Lobinot at the Kron Museum. And why don't you see if Rosso has heard anything?
Okay. Anything else? Shopping, a trip to the lawn?
Just take care of it.
I so much wanted to talk to George. My father's connection to Africa would have to remain his bravery. Revealing it would just damage his memory. People would take the story and twist it. Before long, he would be the villain and Carchon would be the hero. I know how they do that.
Sergeant Moo?
Yes.
I was one of the last people to see the victim alive, Sergeant.
Does that worry you?
Yes, it does. I feel I kinda...
That is best left. Did he speak to you? Tell you?
No, he just grinned.
Don't let it trouble you, monsieur. Go on.
I know the
Is that so? You
No, but...
We'll know everything there is to know.
I'm trying to be helpful.
The best way you can help us is to go home, monsieur.
I'd like to report in the...
Yes, monsieur? Where is the victim?
I'm the victim. I've been harassed.
I see. And where did this alleged assault take place?
Outside the Hotel Ubu. They stopped me as I was leaving and went through my pockets.
Could you describe the suspects, monsieur?
One looked like a gorilla, and the other looked like a weasel. Their names are Flap and Guido.
Bon. I'll get them this time.
Do you know a man named... He's a shifty-looking guy with a scar.
No, monsieur.
He also calls himself Thomas Merlin.
I'm sorry, monsieur Stobart. I don't know him. Has this man any connection with...
Yes. I believe... Does this match...
That's a double-line Swedish with a cross. Now, that's unusual. Pre-war...
Really?
I haven't seen a reinforced Anderson outside of a private...
It's rare, then?
In this part of the world, yes. There are only 3 places these are made. Taiwan, Manila, and Slough.
Do you
No, monsieur?
I found...
Perhaps it would be better if you put it...
No way!
If you say so, monsieur.
What do you suppose...
It looks like something an obstetrician would use, monsieur.
It was with tools like this...
I don't understand.
He opened up the hole...
If you say so, monsieur.
I found...
What were you doing down...
Fishing for clues.
You still insist you saw a clown, monsieur?
Of course. And
it will take more than a plastic proboscis.
You don't want this as evidence.
Certainly not.
Do you recognize?
No, monsieur.
It's the guy who bombed the cat.
This man looks nothing like a clown.
He's taken off his grease paint and cut.
Then there is nothing to link this man.
Nothing? Look. Would you like to shake?
Not while I'm on duty, monsieur.
Have you heard of a man called Marquet?
Yes. He used to be known as the Mole of Montmartre. I heard he's been hospitalized, probably by one of his rivals.
Which hospital was Marquet taken to?
The Hagenmeyer Clinic, in the Avenue des Hérissons.
Why was Marquet known as the Mole of Montmartre?
Because he lived in Montmartre, I suppose.
Yeah, but why the mole?
I don't know. Maybe he ruined people's lawns.
See you later, Sergeant.
It was just some police paperwork, a search warrant. It was a search warrant. I felt a little guilty as I tried the door, like I was about to rob a grave. I gripped the handle within the door was locked.
Hi, my name's George Stobart.
Really? If you wish to make...
I'm looking for a guy named Jacques Marquet.
In which department does he work?
He doesn't. He's a patient.
I see. You do realize there are strict policies regarding visiting hours, don't you?
This is important.
We make no exceptions to...
It's a matter of life and...
The well-oiled running of this hospital is a matter of life and death. That's why we have rules.
I think I ought to warn you.
Explain.
He's in league with a bunch of guys who want to take over the world.
Nonsense. Besides, Marquet's employers have paid in advance for one of our most exclusive private rooms.
Could you tell me who Marquet's employers are?
Certainly not.
Do you recognize...
No, sir.
Have you ever...
No, sir.
Look at this stuff.
Yes. Remarkable.
He might be...
My dear chap, Marquet has...
Like what?
Is catheter for what?
Does the name...
No, it does not.
May I have the...
You may not. I don't encourage physical contact between my staff.
Thanks for your help. Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
Is this the Hagenmeyer Clinic?
That's correct.
I thought I was in a go...
Oh, the plant. A little greenery to evoke the... How may I help you?
I'm here to see...
Oh, yes. Are you related to our client, sir?
Yeah, I'm his, long-lost brother.
A brother half his age with a different name and an American accent.
Yeah, people always say that. I blame Mom. We were separated at an early age. After a mix-up in the nursery at the Oakland shopping mall.
I've never heard anything so ridiculous in all my life.
I guess not. Has Marquet had a visit?
I should hope not.
A thin guy who looks...
Sounds as if they escaped from the zoo.
Has Mark...
Oh, no.
You haven't seen...
Well, there's Theodore the bear. Personally, I think if I was...
So, do I get to see Mark...
That attitude will get you nowhere. My instructions were quite clear. No one gets to see. So unless you can prove you're a relative or a close acquaintance...
Have you...
No.
Look at this idea.
So you're Merlin. Marquet's been asking for you.
For me?
Yes. He was shouting your name when they brought him in here. Now, let me see. He was on Ward B12, as I recall. Oh, he's being transferred to... Oh, dear. He's on Ward J2. That's... Nurse Grendel's ward.
What's so bad about Nurse Grendel?
She runs that ward like a South American prison.
Keeping a well-disciplined ward isn't a crime, is it?
Well disciplined. In the discipline and punishment stakes, she'd whip the butt off the Marquis de Sade. Everything, I mean everything, is done to a strict routine. 6 o'clock alarm call, 6:10 bowel movements, and woe betide anyone who doesn't have a result. Those patients of hers are like Pavlova's dogs.
She sounds like a real nightmare.
And then some.
If Nurse Grendel is that bad, how come the authorities tolerate?
She's like part of the furniture.
I was beginning to get... How do I find...
Down the corridor on the left, turn right at the senior consultant's washroom. Right again at the executive coffee lounge. Bear left past the administrator's sauna. And turn left at the end. That's J2.
I'd like to...
Don't.
Thanks for your...
Here.
As I turned the corner, I saw the source of the hell. It was an industrial polishing machine. The door didn't have a sign or
Oui, monsieur.
Is this Ward J2?
It is, but you're not supposed to be here. We have strict rules about visiting hours.
Can't you make an exception? I've come all the way from California.
You must speak to the doctor.
I can't wait that long. What if he snuffs it?
You can't talk like that here. This is a hospital. You will have to leave.
Hello.
What's that?
I said hello.
Oh! That's what I don't look no matter.
Oh, yeah?
Why?
You know what?
It's a deal.
What's the...
She's uptight and
Oh, that's too bad.
That also. By the way, if he has an emission, say.
Thanks. Have you seen any...
No, sir, I haven't. But I... What's that, Mr. Shiny? You... With a friend like...
It must be a great comfort.
He is.
Do you know where...
No, I'm not allowed on the wards with Mr. Shiny.
Would Mr. Shiny be your...
Please, don't call... I've had...
How come you got so attached?
I asked you not to call him that. He's got a name, you know.
Yeah, Mr. Shiny. It's just that...
You think it's odd, don't you? I don't mind. I heard them snorking behind me back.
Would you like...
Not...
Do you?
Who is it?
That's what I'm at.
How should I?
Take a look at the...
Yeah.
Now.
No.
Do you recognize...
No.
No.
No, sir.
See you later.
Yeah. Hey now, you can't go in there.
How come?
I'm responsible for the contents of that cupboard.
As I tugged the plug out of the...
Mr. Shiny, what's wrong, pal?
Good afternoon, doctor. The patients are ready for your inspection, doctor.
Thank you, nurse.
You'll need this, doctor.
She gave me a long, narrow metal box and a stunning smile. Thanks.
Could you take a look at the client in bed number 3 now? His name is Eric Sopmarsh.
Do you have any clowns?
Why, yes, we do.
I'll bet he lightened.
Hardly.
What's wrong with...
He was involved in a very nasty accident. A silly stuff. His current condition is due to... It's unlikely he'll ever...
It's an ill wind that blows no... Do you have a patient named Mark?
Oui, monsieur. He is in the private room at the end of the ward. He has been placed in strict isolation.
Why is Marquet...
If you wish to know more, you'll have to speak to Herr Hagenmeier. All I know is that Marquet's room is strictly out of bounds.
Do you know who paid for Marquet's room?
No, of course I don't.
Preferential treatment like that must cost an arm and a leg.
That's not my concern.
Do you recognize...
No.
Would you like to...
Well...
No, it's okay. What is this device?
It's for taking the patient's blood pressure, doctor.
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Hello? Anybody home?
Who are you?
My name is Dr. Stobart, and I'm here to steer you down the rocky road to recovery.
Dr. Monroe said there was no cure for what I've got.
Your problem is you stayed in bed too long.
Are you sure you're a qualified doctor?
You better believe it. What can you tell?
He's the man in the private room, isn't he? That room was mine before I was tossed out like a common squatter.
Do you know what's wrong with Marquet?
They won't even say what's wrong with me. Tell me, Doctor, what's your opinion?
It's too early to say.
But I've been here for 3 months.
What's your impression?
She's a very...
efficient?
I've no complaints.
I'm going to take...
Why?
I'm a doctor. It's my job. Seems fine to me.
You're not doing it right.
The woman in reception described...
Well, that's simply not true. You've got...
Do you
No,
a cold... I'll come...
Doctor!
What is it?
You haven't taken my blood pressure.
Seems fine to me.
You're not doing it right.
Of course I am.
No, you're not. Dr. Monroe never did it like...
I can't take a satisfactory reading while you're excited like this. I'll come back later.
Oh, Doctor.
What now?
You didn't finish taking...
Okay, let's try again.
You don't have the first idea what you're doing, do you?
I'll come back when you've recovered your manners. Maybe not. Maybe not. Hi. Have you heard of a guy...
No?
Do you
Doesn't that...
No.
He's a
You... Have you... Does this...
No.
Have you ever heard...
I'm not really...
Do you...
I'd rather...
Do you...
It look...
I'll come back... Maybe not. It was a device. It was the shaken... Pardon me, nurse.
Oui, monsieur.
Do you want this...
Device for measuring...
Yeah, do you want it back?
No, thank you.
Do you know...
No.
Does this...
It's... The club...
Do you...
No.
Do you recognize...
No, I don't.
Well, I've been carrying it around for days, and I'm okay. Is this plaster any use to you?
No, it isn't.
Would you like to...
Well...
No, it's okay. Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
You haven't finished taking my blood pressure.
Will you keep quiet? You're disturbing the other patients.
I'll keep quiet when you've taken my blood pressure properly.
I have to see Jacques Marquet first.
How come? It's because...
I'll come back. This guy didn't look... He didn't have spots or stick... Hi. I'll come back later. Hi, it's me again. I'm going...
Why?
I'm a doctor. Seems fine to me.
You're not doing...
I'll come back later. Pardon me, nurse.
Oui, monsieur?
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Pardon me, nurse.
Oui, monsieur?
Does this tool mean...
I don't recognize it.
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Hello.
Oh, hi. No whistling, right?
Right. Are you having...
Yes, it keeps...
See you later.
Yeah.
Hi, my name's George Stobart.
Yes, sir? Pleased to meet you, sir.
Call me George if you like.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's my name.
My name's Benoit, but...
Bunny?
That's right.
Keep it to yourself. Do you know the nurse?
No, monsieur. I can't. I was stuck. I didn't mean...
Shut up.
Okay, sir.
Do you know any...
No, sir.
I've never met a...
I'm only a trainee.
Do you reckon...
No, monsieur.
Here, take...
Thank you, sir. What do you want me to do with it?
Well, keep it safe until I... think of something. Shake my hand, Benoit.
I don't think...
How come?
Dermatitis.
I don't have derm...
I do.
See you later.
Right.
You haven't finished taking my blood pressure.
Will you keep quiet? You're disturbing the other patients.
I'll keep quiet when you've taken my blood pressure properly.
I have to see Jacques Marquet first.
How come he gets preferential treatment? It's because he's got money, isn't it?
I'll come back when you've dealt with that chip on your shoulder.
You haven't finished taking my blood pressure.
Will you keep... I have...
It's...
Hi. I'll come... This kind... He didn't have... Pardon me, nurse.
Oui, monsieur.
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir.
Excuse me, sir.
Aha! You must... Well, Bonnie, this is Benoit, my nephew. Can I trust you? He is fresh out. It will open his eyes to see.
I'll bet.
Show him around. Let him see.
You haven't finished taking...
Will you keep... I have...
It's...
I'll come... Hey, Benoit.
Yes, sir?
Do you still have that gauge I...
Ah, yes. What do you want me to do with it?
Use it on...
Okay.
I'm Dr. Stobart.
Bonjour, docteur.
Have you seen any suspicious characters?
Yeah, I have.
A gorilla and a weasel?
No, this was a tatty old bear.
How was the bear...
Well, he was wearing a homburg.
Is that against the law?
No, but it's pretty weird for a bear.
Do you reckon...
No, I...
Are you...
No.
Then you... Have you ever heard of the...
No.
Would you like to...
What for?
As a gesture of...
On reflect...
Have you heard of...
He's in quarantine, doc. Right behind this here door.
Marquet is just the man I wanted to see.
I wouldn't go in there if I was you. He has anthrax.
I have to visit my patient.
What for?
Routine. I have to check he's still breathing.
What if he's not?
I'll sign the certificate and register his bed as vacant.
That's a cold and distant attitude to death.
Well, I've been institutionalized to the point of godlike aloofness.
The white coat suits you.
Thanks. Catch you later, off.
Au revoir.
Marquet?
Yes. I am Mark.
You have?
Well, what are you waiting for? get it over with.
I just want to know what I should do with the gem.
The Lahmar gem.
Yeah, right here in my pocket.
I thought you were one of the assassin.
Not me. I never inhaled.
So, you were sent in my place?
Yeah. You could hardly make the trip to Ireland in your condition. What should I do with the gem?
Deliver it to the Grandmaster. Quickly tell him that I have found the tripod right here in Paris.
What, you have it?
Not yet, but it's being taken care of. I hired a couple of stooges with a flair for petty crime.
Would that be Flap and Guido by any chance?
You know them as for Klausner. He has gone off to Syria on a wild goose chase.
They have geese in Syria?
He has a theory about the location of the...
That's enough excitement for one day, Monsieur Marquet. What are you doing here?
Talking to this patient, of course.
Monsieur Marquet is my patient. If Herr Hagenmeyer was to hear that...
Okay, I'm going. I'd learned all I could from Marquet anyhow.
Ah, there you are, sir. I was just coming to look for you. I finished with your pressure gauge.
Thanks, Bunny.
What's that noise? It sounds as if someone's having a cardiac arrest.
It's all right. The doctor's in there with him.
Are you sure he was a doctor?
Oui, monsieur. He showed me his ID. It was Dr. Braille.
There's no Dr. Braille working here.
He's an imposter! The door's locked. Help me, officer.
Stand back, monsieur.
Hello, George.
No way. I found Jacques.
Did he talk?
Yeah, he talked. For the very last time.
He's dead.
Yeah, killed in cold blood by a bogus doctor.
That's despicable. What kind of guy would pass himself? Was it Khan?
No, I don't know who he was, but it certainly wasn't Khan. He got away, out the window. Have you ever heard of the Hashi Ashin?
No.
Marquet said that they were his
His biggest enemy was the bog.
Don't remind me. That guy was evil. He had wild, staring eyes like a dead fish. I'll never trust it. Do you think the assassin was responsible for killing Marquet?
I don't think so. He could have finished him off the first time. Besides, Marquet would have recognized.
He was pumped to the gills with sedatives. He wouldn't have recognized the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse unless they'd introduced themselves. Let's take a... There's a between... There's a guy... There's a... But the ref... And the night through... I guess I'd better go back and talk to that weirdo.
Which one? Rousseau or Sergeant Mou? Oh, but you're referring to Andre.
I'll let you work it out. I beg your pardon.
That's me? You want my...
No, I was... Help? My name is George Stobart. I'd like your...
Well, okay, shoot.
Have you ever heard of the...
Why, yes, it was a radical movement. It was formed in 11th century.
At roughly the same time.
Yes, they got a new...
How did the assassin...
From the legend surrounding the secrets of a young man who sought to join the sect was... He awoke to find himself in a fabulous garden. The freshest water, the most delicious food, the choicest hash, and the most...
Cool. Do you have the address?
I haven't finished the story. There was a price to pay for this taste of paradise.
Wouldn't you just know it?
The young man would wake the next day to find himself back in the real world. He was told that he'd been given a heaven he would enjoy for eternity if...
How did the assassins operate?
Well, as I explained, the new recruits would be only too willing. They'd be instructed in the use of the dagger, poisons. Then, the Grand Master of the sect would name...
And they'd stop at nothing to eliminate that enemy.
You got it. They were fearless.
Does the cult of the assassins still exist?
Take a look around at the world today. You tell me.
I think you ought to know that the tripod is...
The Lochman tripod? No.
It's true. I can give you a description of the thieves.
Before the supposed event has taken place...
I heard them planning the raid.
They're wasting their time. The tripod is protected by a state-of-the-art alarm system.
Well, don't say I didn't warn you. Why don't you loan the tripod to me for safekeeping?
Because I'd never see it again.
Well, don't you trust me?
It's not a question of trust, George. That tripod is hundreds of years old and extremely fragile.
I get your point. Does the name Montfaucon...
Sure. It was the most grisly spectacle in Paris until the Revolution.
A public toilet?
Montfaucon was the place of execution for many thousands. A dark temple of death, with row upon row of arches, each scores of rotting corpses swung on creaking rope, while the...
That explains the image of the hanged man. I found a reference to Montfaucon in Ireland, in a village called Lochmarn.
Lochmarn? That's where Pegram was digging.
That's right. He'd left the excavation. Do you know Pegram well?
Not really. I would have liked to talk to him.
When was this?
Oh, back in the sun.
Where was the site of Montfaucon?
To the northeast, near the Canal Saint-Martin. But there's nothing. The old gibbet was torn down during the Revolution.
I'd like your opinion on a medieval man...
Vraiment? Do you have it with you?
No, it's too fragile. And besides, there are certain people who'd stop at nothing to get their hands on it.
Intriguing. Do you have a copy of the text?
There isn't much. Only a few Latin phrases. I was kind of hoping you'd help decipher the pictures.
Without seeing the manuscript, that's a tall order.
Just tell me one thing. What does the image of two men riding on the same horse suggest to you?
The Knights Templar. Does the Templar seal appear on this manuscript? I'd love to see that for myself.
Can you tell me anything about...
I sure can. Soldiers, diplomats, mercenaries, the greatest fighting...
Jeez. How did the Templars...
From the King of Jerusalem gave them... It was said to have been the site of the original Temple of Solomon. The order became known first as the Knights of the Temple, and...
You're a mine of information, Andre.
Glad to be of help, Georgie.
How come the Templars became so wealthy?
There was a constant stream of new recruits to the... They were required to swear a sacred oath of poverty, chastity, and obedience. So, their money, goods, and lands were donated to the order. The Templars soon held land in France, Scotland, England, the poor...
Is it true the treasure of the Knights Templar was...
who knows? Oh, if it does...
What do you mean by that?
The Templars have attained a mythological state. There are people even now who say...
Do you think that's likely?
No.
The manuscript is being looked after by a friend.
In Paris?
Yeah. Not far from here, in fact.
Well, just give me the address and I'll come round and take a look.
I'm not so sure about that. Maybe I should check with her first.
A female friend?
Yeah, she's a woman. This friend who has the manuscript?
Oui, the anonymous girlfriend.
She lives at 361 Rue Jarry.
Ah, I know it well. I'll drop by. Just as soon as I can.
Does the guy in this...
No.
Does this...
Halamut is the name of the place where the Hashashin...
Where is it?
Somewhere in what used to be called Persia. I'm not too hot. The most recent map I have shows America as an English colony.
What do you make of...
Nothing.
I'd like to shake you...
Not now.
What do you make of this?
It's the biggest gemstone I've ever seen. Where did you get it?
From Professor Pegram's messenger boy.
Did Pegram find this on his dig?
Yeah, the site where this was found was a Templar castle. Do you think it could be part of the Templar treasure?
No, I shouldn't think so. You're not one of...
well... Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
No, monsieur.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
Watch out!
Hi, Andre.
Hello, George.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
It is closing time, Monsieur Lobineau.
Already, they're just...
More than enough for...
Eh bien...
Good night.
Quit, fool! Get your ass! What the... Who's there?
Let's get out of here!
And when I woke up, I was at the police station. Luckily, I managed to persuade Rosso I was innocent.
Poor Georges.
What a mess.
I don't think so. You made a pretty good job of distracting those two crooks.
Yeah, but the killer got away with the tripod.
No, he didn't. He's not the only one who can dress up in costume.
You mean it was you who stole the tripod? Oh, hell, Nico. I could have been shot.
Those dogs are more likely to shoot their own feet.
I just wish you'd told me your plans. We're supposed to be in this together. And how come you dressed up like a pantomime cat?
Don't sulk, Georgie, please.
Oh, rats. And don't call me Georgie.
Oh, I really thought you'd be pleased. After all, we've got the tripod. Oh, by the way, I had a visit from Andre.
Oh, yeah. I hope you didn't mind me giving...
Not at all. It was lovely to see him again. He was over the moon when I showed him the manuscript. It's not often he gets that excited. He made a sketch of the Knight's Crest to take back to the museum. I believe he's identified the family who...
I sure hope so. Let's take another... There's between... The night through my... There... But the I'd better get back to the quest. It was a simple but... Oh.